This is the first episode of Transcendent Mindz. Of course, you know, it's brainchild of mine, ours, that we came up with, that I'm able to do a forum. It's easy to sit back and debate one person and go back and forth. It's hard when y'all are like-minded. So I said, you know what? Let's bring a conglomerate of people together. Different ages, ethnicities, different vibes, different origins. Let's have a whole mesh pool of minds of logically and illogically thinking people. And let's have a conversation over topics that, you know, I polled and people gave me. And they gave me about 30 topics. So we're going to try to keep it in somewhat organized to where we're going to do it probably. We're going to try to keep it at about 5 minutes a topic. That way we can move around. I only got Brian for about an hour. So I just want to be productive. I want us to enjoy each other. It's all respectful. We're going to disagree. We might agree. Whatever it is, let's just do it respectfully. All right? So with that being said, like it is say, hey, welcome to Transcendent Mindz, people. Let me introduce everybody in this joint. Or actually, I'm going to let everybody introduce themselves. Of course, you know me. I am he.
I'm Mike.
Let me pull this joint up and just pass it around.
My name is James.
My name Rail Narell.
My name's David.
My name's Eric.
Matt Stuckey.
Twan.
I am Rashi. I'm the only Mamba's son.
Here we go.
Hey, you got to respect it.
And I'm Terrence. I'm this old man, slender man. You know, when he can't reach nothing, he called me to reach
All right,
something.
that's enough, man. We got things to do. That's enough, man. We got.
Just pay. There you go. So, like I said, Transcendent Mindz. First topic somebody gave to me is basically something as simple as why is it that, and let me say this before we go. Women, although this is all guys right now, I am doing one for women that's coming up. So this is not gonna be a woman bashing clinic, although we will open up some categories in relationships, and it will be one-sided because we are guys. So I'm gonna let y'all get y'all opportunity to tell y'all side. Hopefully y'all will come to it, to debate per se. So the first thing is, the first topic is, why is relationships changing now over time?
What? When you say that?
Oh, you gotta get this.
My bad. All right. So when you say that, in what way are you saying? Are you saying it because we've changed like 3 different ways? You know, like in my era, when it comes up, it was always respectful. You know, you see a woman, and you court her, whatever. It's respectful, back and forth. You know, everybody had their role, and then you get into it where it got to a point where it was women that were strong-willed, and understandably so, because a lot of times they had to be because there wasn't any man in the household, so they began to take on a role, so they say, as being the man and the woman of the household. Now you got it where it comes back, and women want the way it used to be, the way we had it. You know, so in which way are you saying, like, how has it changed? Why do people want it back? Because the strong women find out that you being strong, most men, they don't want to come to that.
Oh, we gonna get to it.
Yeah.
But go to that, brother. So, why do you think it's changed?
Well, because everybody want that back. I mean, everything is rewatched, so to speak. So you want to get back to the point where there's a family, you know, you have somebody you waking up to, someone that you can count on. You see that. Most women, most men too, see that, and they want that back. I mean, that's what they want. It's coming back to everybody want the, American dream, a White House, picket fence, and a dog with a child. It's just coming back to that.
Okay.
At least I believe so.
Okay, so go ahead.
I believe it's changed drastically,
James mentioned about courting a woman back in the day. You know, you had your black book, you go to the mall, you go to a party, you get a girl number. Social media has changed the game to where I'ma just slide in the DM, and if you got a blue check to your name, all you gotta do is fly out, and it may go down. And you got a lot of women, they are very aggressive now. They sliding into men's DMs as well. You got women getting on their knees to propose to a man. It has changed drastically. And I blame social media.
Not to
And I
cut you
also
off.
blame music. Go ahead.
Now, how do you feel about women proposing to a man? What's your stand on
Not,
that?
not, nope, not yet. Not yet. So go ahead, Dave.
I need that answer. I need that question
So
answered.
speaking for a younger generation, for me, it's that OnlyFans stuff. You know, women, they want to be the independent boss women, you know, but yet they still want to be submissive. I dealt with it with my ex, you know, I'm an independent, strong woman, but yet she's over here, oh, can I get this? Can I get that? But to me, it's just, you know, the music, like he said, the OnlyFans, and pretty much taking over too. You know, pretty much every other girl has an OnlyFans, and
Okay.
that's what I see.
And word of advice for somebody that's done this a few times: try to keep it as general as possible so you don't get in trouble later. Hey, I'm just letting you know. Somebody gonna say something and be like, yeah, from my, and I'm gonna get that email later like, well, I'm gonna need you to take it down because it messed up my relationship. Nope, can't do it. So just be there because I'm not taking it down. I don't care what y'all do. But go ahead, Eric.
My perspective as to how relationships and just how everything has changed throughout the generations, I do agree with how you guys have been saying the whole social media, the changing in music, the perspective of a male's mindset and the perspective of a woman's mindset has definitely changed throughout the years. What's acceptable, what's not, and I feel like a lot of the things that have changed has been with, say, absence of men in the women's lives, not being able to show them how things are supposed to be, the whole structure of male and female when it comes to relationships and how that is supposed to go.
Okay.
Circumstantial. Everything is about the circumstance, right? So women want what they say they want, and I think that's been through the history of time. They say they know what they want. They act upon what they say they want. But when you show them what you can give them, it's their circumstances that changes their perspective of the view of what you giving them. So in my opinion, what changed is James said in the past, the man was the man and he knew what his role was and the woman knew what her role was. Then we go through the 80s and the woman had to become the father and the mother. But now we got those type of women raising today's women and they never taught their daughters how to be submissive or understand. They only taught them how to be strong.
Okay.
Well, the fellas, we got taught the opposite, right? And I don't know if all the gentlemen agree with that, but we didn't get taught to stand our ground. It was strap it up, get over it, and move forward. So we never had time to deal with our own emotional shit. So while they dealing with theirs and they feeling like they getting strong and confident, we kind of more in the background like, damn, I ain't never really think about it like that. So circumstantial. So what's different with today is men are just not as confident to lead these women that are more stronger in their mind.
I got you. What's going on, Mr. Twan?
Yeah, well, basically, I feel the same as these brothers as far as what they were saying or whatever. And pretty much, I blame social media for a lot of that. The rap music, all that, you know what I'm saying? It's like Megan Thee Stallion and all that type of shit, you know what I'm saying? It's like, man, these women now feel like they can do whatever. And pretty much when it all boils down to it, they not letting the male figure lead the household like we supposed to be. You know what I'm saying? As far as situations or whatever. So I feel like pretty much the same guys, you know, y'all, the same things y'all was saying earlier.
Okay. Mr. Mamba Jr., go ahead.
So, I don't know. I got sort of kind of like two different visions, right? So I'm like in the middle of everybody as far as an age-wise. So I've seen two different types of women. A woman that have been submissive, I'm talking about my grandmother on my father's side, never said a word, never had a problem. I've never heard my granddaddy even get mad other than, why the hell is all my grandkids right here? Why I just got off of work from doing a 12 o'clock, 12-hour shift. That lady cooked, cleaned every single day, right? So there's something that I've seen, because I was born in 92, so I've seen it in the 90s. And then here's my mother, right? So this is, my mother is sort of kind of like women this age, independent. Because, not to put my mother out, she didn't really find true love until now. So I've been through stepfather, not good enough, not good enough, not good enough. My mother's been married a few times, was not good enough. So I was also taught to strap up, keep going. But at the same time, I found the woman who I fight for that independence to take it away. Let me be in control. So it took me 7 years just for my woman, for me to feel like now she's in that mode to where she's comfortable. So if you're not a man who can put your foot down, then you will never be able to do that. You have to be a man that's willing to not only show that woman, tell that woman, but you gotta actually put that into time to actually do that. A lot of women nowadays wasn't shown that. My woman is just like her father, but I want her to be just like her mother. Know what I'm saying? So, like, to me, it's just like, it's all about the man. It's not about too much about the woman. A woman is a woman. As a man, you gotta be strong enough to change that. I've cried 1,000,001 times in my car because I wanna walk away. But I know what I'm capable of a changing. And right now, I'm close to making that change.
So
I want to say you the youngest one in the room right now. ain't you?
So I'm the youngest one, so my perspective is different from all of y'all. But I do agree with everybody's point. It makes a lot of sense. In my generation, you got OnlyFans, you got social media, you have people around my age that's been raised up by adults that have children like mindset or got that young mindset. So it affects the relationship a lot when they're trying to pursue one. You can't have two immature people in a relationship. That's just a damn wildfire. So it's like you have that, and that's a big problem. And then you have women that want to be women but still acting like little ass girls. Then you have men that want to be men but don't know the first thing about changing a tire. So it's like you have these conflicting situations, and it's like, where do you draw the line at? And a lot of people don't draw the line because social media, mainly social media. Everybody's eyes is always on that social media relationship that seems so perfect. But nobody knows what goes on behind the scene. Nobody knows the struggle of a relationship. And I'm 23, so it's still a lot more. It's still a lot more I still don't know about relationships, but at least I'm starting to figure out. And I'm not gonna sit here and say I'm the perfect person. Ain't nobody gonna be the perfect person. But a lot of young people, my generation, get in relationships and think it's just gonna be sunshines and rainbows and butterflies, when I've been told by a lot of old heads. You know, a lot of y'all like,
I was like, what you had? You look dead at me for?
I've been told by a lot of old heads, like, it's not easy. And before you get in a relationship, make sure you at least mature enough and have your shit together, mentally, physically, financially, and etc. Because it's tough.
Okay. So, you ain't got yours.
I got my mic.
Oh, okay. You want to go?
Come on, Joe. You gotta at least say something.
Here, you ain't even got to cut. You ain't got to get up. Here. Hey, slide it all the way back around there. Hey, he said, I'm just looking.
All right, I'm Zoe, and I want to say, first of all, to all you wonderful men, I was impressed by the comment that you guys made about the women of today, but more than anything, that you all are very intelligent, Y'all all are kings, and it's inspiring that we all have our learning. We're all evolving, right? Something that was not mentioned was the spiritual side of all of us, right? Because first it's God, then it's man, then it's our wives. And so back in the old day, my man, I really appreciate what you said about your grandmother. Some of us were raised by grandmothers, some of us were raised by our moms, and some of us didn't have a father in the household. But we know that was designed by the system, first of all of y'all are good men, and we all love our families, but we come from different backgrounds. So women were also abused in those relationships. Just because they had a mom and dad in the household, they were mentally abused, and they were being told things that were lies and not the truth. So then when we get in these relationships with women, they expect us to be their image of what a man is, but not really what a man is. It's a version of a man, but it ain't the real man. We are always evolving. The man you was 5 years ago, 10 years ago, is not the same man you are today because we start to progress and we get wiser. The jobs we have mold us. Same thing with some of the women, So, but allowing God to be the head of your life, like real talk, letting him be the head of your life. He said, it ain't about you. That's real talk. Men are only appreciated by what they do, not for who they are. They're never gonna praise you, man. I appreciate you taking the kids to school. I appreciate you for making sure the trash is out. I appreciate you paying for mortgage or paying these bills or whatever. You ain't gonna never get praised for nothing you do. But when you fail, they'll always come and tell you everything you're doing wrong. But you have to know inside, you know what? You know your heart, you know your motives, you know what I'm saying? And you will always be a king, period, because God made you first before he made her. So I'm gonna yield the remainder of my time to the next man.
Okay. So I'm gonna go to Mike. I want to be last because there's a reason why I want to be last. So go on ahead, Mike.
Okay, so I agree with all you brothers are saying. And I have a perspective. My perspective is I grew up in a 2-parent household. I watched my mother and father fight not every day, but I watched them argue, watch them fight, come together. Mind you, they were together 41 years before my mother passed. We don't see that no more. Everybody's going to relationships to see what they can get from somebody, not how they can help build, how they can help grow together. I watched my mother and father struggle. Without them telling us that they're struggling, they made sure we had what we needed and what we wanted. Nowadays is, what can you do for me? It's not what I can do. What can we do for each other? How can we build? How can we grow? My mother and father was married young, 19, 21 years old. Not only did they grow together, they built together as well. And that's what we're missing. Nobody wants to build. Nobody wants to grow. It's always, well, I'm bringing this. You need to bring that. No, what we bring in together, we can build from that. It's not just, well, you need to do this. And no, sweetheart, that's not how it works. We got to build together. And that's my perspective on it.
That's where that question comes from. What do you bring to the table that you're asked so often? What do you bring to the table?
Not even just that. It's the 50-50 conversation that's been going viral.
So I'm gonna let all y'all know, if y'all are talking without this microphone, y'all not gonna be able to. So
Hey, why don't you park the microphone stand? Park more in the middle up here, so it'll get general chat.
okay.
All right, just to go back to what you all were saying, and it's true. It's about what you bring to the table, and it's about the 50-50 conversation. So I hate that 50-50, first of all, because when you say 50-50, that means you're only giving half of you.
Yep.
And you keeping the other half for yourself. I understand that everyone needs some time for themselves, but when I come to the table, I'm bringing everything. When you come to the table, I don't care if you won't have nothing. If you bring yourself to the table, that's enough for me, because like you said, we can build on that.
Yep.
We can make something happen from that. But when people say, like men, like you was just saying, men, when it comes down to it, we don't get praised for a lot of stuff that we do. But a man is handy all the way around. Like some of them, like you said, don't know how to change a tire. But if you watch YouTube, they'll teach you how to do anything. And if you have it, like I grew up in a 2-parent household, my dad showed me how to use any and every type of tool. So when it comes down to it, if I don't know how to do something, I'll learn how to do it. You're not gonna really get praise from that. You're not. But I'm not gonna lie, and this is just me. I have a woman behind me that does. You know, most people don't have that. I have what my mother and my father have. They didn't show us that they struggled. I never saw that. But I can tell you right now, I know that they did, and we talk about it now, though although my father's passed. But my wife, it's the same way. She makes sure that we're not going through that. So you have some women that's out there. That's why I asked before, like, which way are you talking about? Because when it comes back to it, like I found that. I'm not gonna joke. I can say I found that, but I can see, like in my past relationships, man, that shit wasn't there. And I'm not sorry. I don't know if you're not cursing on your podcast, but that it's not there. It's not there at all.
This is a free and open forum, so speak your truth, as they say. All right. So now it's on me, right? And before I say what I'm about to say, understand that the reason why this group of guys is here, we all have something in common, right? That title of being a man, that's the root, right? People don't understand that being a man is an occupation. It's not a title that you given just because you became 21. That's the reason why the world is the way it is because the fraternity of being a man, we allowing everybody to get into. So when you sit back and think about that, right? The same guy that you interact with every day that's calling himself a man, you allowing him to go out here and besmirch your name, knowing damn well he don't deserve it. So to go back, why is the reasons why I believe relationships are the way it is, it's a couple of things. The biggest thing is influence. Back in the days, you say your parents never really told you they was going through struggle, right? But they didn't tell nobody else. Nowadays, everything that happens negatively in a relationship is being publicized. And what happens is when you put your business in the air, you absorb all the outcome and input from your business being in the air. Not to mention, you put me on a defense because I don't know you're doing it. So now when somebody come to me and say, hey, bro, why you doing this? And in my head,
What are you talking about?
bro, we're all athletes, whether it's past, present, or in the future. You know, maybe we'll play some Sputnik or whatever. It don't matter. But when your team failed, the minute somebody outside your team found out y'all was failing, your team was going to continue to lose. I know someone that cheated on their wife and nobody knew about it but their wife. And they still together 30 years later. And you ask them what the secret behind that is and they'll tell you. My business is my business and our business is our business. Now, one thing I don't agree with is not letting your kid understand your struggle. The reason why is because if you continue to build a false freaking platform for your kids to look at, then they're going to build their future on that false platform. They going to sit back and say, I don't want a man like you because no man allowed, my father didn't let my mother go through a struggle when he did. Be real. Now, guess what? When you tell your kids about a struggle, just explain to them how you was able to manage to make it out, how y'all came together to make it out. The reason why the world is the way it is right now is because everything is now on a pillow. There's been cushions put down in everything in the world, so now people do not know how to make it out of things no more. People think that that sexuality is the biggest label, that race is a big label, that financial status is the biggest label. No, the biggest label is the ability to be a victim. And what I mean by that is if you sit back, you can blame being a victim on every downfall you've had in your life, but at no point in time do you man up and actually take control.
I mean, that's accountability as well, though.
So that's what I'm saying.
It's accountability. And to speak on that, and that's another thing that's what's wrong with today's society. Nobody wants to take accountability for what they've done or what's going on.
But why should I take accountability?
No. They are required. But the person that they're talking to isn't having them take the responsibility. They don't hold them to that accountability.
So understand what accountability is, right? Accountability means that I'm taking control of me. I'm taking control of the outcome of the situation, and I'm standing up to admit that I was right, wrong, or indifferent about a situation, right? Now, here goes the thing. I can sit back and say, I'm wrong, but it's because Terrence did something to me or Mike did something to me. The ability of being a victim ultimately supersedes accountability.
I can't say that.
You can't. Hold on. Why you can't say that?
Because how can somebody, well, you know what? You are right. I ain't gonna even say that. You are right. Because I deal with that a lot. And it's not that I take accountability in everything.
But yet again, you're a percentage.
I get that. And it's also how you raise your children as well. This generation, their parents aren't having them take that accountability. They have the ability to play victim.
Yet again, is what, so Matt, I want you, so I know all of you guys personally. I'm just, these two are probably the only two that I've just learned, but we've been at work so many hours talking about, I think we talk personally more than we talk professionally, right? So everybody up in here I've learned from to some percentage, right? So I know enough about everybody up in here to know, right? So in what I'm saying is this, right? I don't surround myself with people that I feel is a detriment to me. Now, don't get it twisted. I have friends. I have people who I'm very close to, but they're not surrounding me.
True.
They're not surrounding me. Everybody up in here, so get this. I met you at work. 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 I met you through a work situation. I met you at work. You at work.
No, well, yeah, it was a different situation.
Like, what are you talking about? I'm talking about how is it that so imagine that. Out of everybody here, this is my brother we met at the gym. That's my brother we met through a freaking business transaction. This is my son Few. And if you know me, you know him. It is what it is. This gentleman right here, and I'm gonna tell you, before we end this, I'm gonna tell you about this gentleman right here. But this is my little brother. This gentleman right here is my brother-in-law. Me and his sister been together for, it'll be 9 years in September, right? When I tell y'all that everybody in here, now mind you, not one time did I say family. And not degrading my family, but family is literally, it just means that we're attached through some form of relation, right? And nowadays, I can honestly say, this is family. I never said nothing about relative.
Like they say, blood makes you related, but who you surround yourself, the circumstance and the situations make you family. Like you said, you met me through work. It'll be what? 5 years?
I don't know how long I've known you.
It'll be 5 years. But since day one, you've never showed me no disrespect. You never showed me that you gonna backdoor me or anything like that. It's always been.
But and I know I said 5 minutes, but some of these subjects, like, how many minutes we at now, B?
It's 3:05 right now. You got till 4.
No, I'm talking about as far as this subject.
About 10 minutes.
Yeah, Brian said I'm just pressing record. So some subjects might be a little bit more personal and last a little bit longer. Some might be quick and we may get to the subject matter. But to get back to it, relationships are the way that they are based on the foundation that they was laid. There was no expectations at the beginning. We created expectations during the ride. And what happens when you do that, your foundation is not sound. By your foundation not being sound, anything and everything in jeopardy. That's like building a house on dirt, but you got the most beautiful house that everybody see. Your house can be uplifted by anything. To transition this conversation, because it's actually gonna feed into the next conversation. I don't blame the detriment of relationship on women, I don't blame it on men. I blame it on circumstances. Because now everything is situational. Marriages are situational. Relationships are situational. Interactions with people are situational. Somebody a long time ago, and you know who this is, told me, friends are only friends because they can benefit from one another.
Yep.
Right? And initially, me and this person, I disagreed because in my head, if I call you a friend, you family. Like I do a lot for my friends. I check in on my friends. But me and this person that I said was my friend wasn't friends. We was situational. And that's not taking nothing away from him. It's just that we wasn't right for each other to be friends. They've put so much into sexual orientation labels, like I can't tell a man I love you without saying no diddy, no homo. I don't mean no diddy, please don't. Yeah. But you get what I'm saying. Like I am enough of a man to tell a man, like I love you, bro. Like I care about you. Hey, but the foundation we lay with the man in our life, ho. Yes, sir.
No,
yes,
come
sir.
on.
Yeah, you sitting right
You
there.
right
Go
there.
ahead. Enter Black Jesus. Appreciate you. Oh, you got me something. Boy, I tell you, and it's a self. Boy, this man here. Yet again, work. But nah, man. Um, the next topic is actually you brought this to me. He said this the other day. Because we're gonna transition out of this, because we can talk about this forever. The next topic is gonna be, what is the requirements to be called a man? Hey,
I'm the youngest. I start.
where go to wait? Yo, where you going? You can reach the mic from where you sitting at.
Look, I ain't that long in orange. I ain't that long in orange.
So go ahead. You the youngest. We gonna see what do you think it takes?
We're gonna start with the youngest and then go down to the oldest. So whoever birthday boy.
I'm not the oldest, but I'm always gonna go last.
That way.
So I feel like what makes a man is it depends on his morals. Wholeheartedly, it depends on his morals. Now you have some men that have shitty morals, some men that have good morals. But I feel like it ultimately depends on if the man has good morals and if he does what needs to be done. I've been showed numerous of times of what a good man is. Hence, the old man right here. But
We're gonna turn this into a UFC broadcast. You keep doing it.
But no, I've been shown that it's not about values. It's not about materialistic items. Cause in society, or especially where I came from, a man, you can have 1,000,000,001 cars, $1 million or whatever the case may be, the most money on the block, and you consider it a man. But yet you beat no woman, you don't keep your word, you don't do what needs to be done. And I feel like a man is based upon his moral values as a man, if they're good, how he take care of his family, how well he maintains himself around anybody, no matter what it is. And on top of that, I feel like it's how his relationship is. I feel like his relationship is with himself, because as a man, you go through a lot. So if you don't have that solid foundation with yourself when you go through things, then it's like you're gonna crack and crumble like a cookie. So I feel like that's my take, and he's shown me a lot. So you want to go on that?
So from the youngest to the oldest, that's totally fine.
Yeah, no, yeah. But no, like I'm gonna tell you from my grandfather's point of view. You know, just like you said, it's not one thing that a man has is only thing is his word. He has that, because if I tell you something, I'm gonna do it, then I'm gonna do it. Just because you become of age, you become 18, 21, whatever it is they consider a man, you're not a man. You're not a man at all. I mean, you're not really considered, you consider legally a man, but it's all in your actions and it is in your morals. It's in the way you carry yourself, the way that you act, to show that you have that mature status about yourself. The fact that you're gonna stand on your own business and do everything that you say you're gonna do. That's the one thing that stands up. And it's true. You have some people that become fathers at a young age. And even then, you know, if you have that if you have that blueprint, so to speak, and you've seen the way that your father was, or you see the way that your grandfather was, you see the way your uncle was with his family, and you have that blueprint to follow off of, then that's a segue into you becoming a real and true man. It's not that you know how to change a tire. That ain't shit. It ain't that you know how to go pay a bill. That ain't shit either. But it's about how you treat the people around you. Like Russell was saying, it's about how you treat your wife, your kids. All of that's going to show you that you're a true man, that you're a real man, that you're standing on your own business, you know. And that's the one thing nowadays that the younger generation, I hate to say it, they don't have. Because, I mean, like you have, and this is me, and I tell my wife, the roles have reversed when it comes to men and women. Truthfully, because you have women now that are standing on their business, but you have guys that have still living in their parents' house, that have no jobs, just running up behind these women. And these guys, and I've been through this because one of my daughters, I kid you not, had this. And there was this dude, and he was just, man, he was the biggest female that I've ever seen.
Yeah, he wants that other
and I
word.
have to say female, you know, because this dude was everything that you would see a jealous female would be. He was the same way. The roles have reversed in the society now. And it's now coming back to the point where men are starting to take more, because women are starting to see this. Like these men nowadays, like we have to teach them. Everyone says that, and it's true. It takes a village to raise a kid. It really does.
I got a question.
And I got an answer.
Okay. So, do you blame the men that's acting like women? Do you blame that on them being raised by a woman?
No.
Do you think a woman can raise a boy to be a man?
No.
I'm so glad.
Wait a second.
Wait.
But I'm gonna ask you a question.
Okay, but the reason I asked that question.
You want me to answer, or you want to give me the reason first? Let me answer, then you give me the reason.
Okay, that's fine.
No, I'm not gonna lie. A woman cannot raise a boy
to be a man.
To be a man, you gotta have that, and that's the reason why I said that. When it comes down to it, it's the grandfather. I said village.
Yes,
it's
sir.
the grandfather. It's the uncles. It's the brothers. All of them that's in that man, in that little boy's life, in that young man's life, should be there helping to raise them to become a man. It should not be the woman's job to do that. It's not. Although I'm not gonna lie, you have people it's only, and you have certain situations, it's an only child. Like it's an only female. I don't have all of this.
Okay.
But I'm not gonna lie. No, it's not. It's not. Not at all. And do I blame the women, or do I blame who?
Do you blame society or the women in that?
Well, society, I mean, you gotta blame more society than you do the women. The women, they're living. You know, they're trying to make it. They're struggling. They're trying to do the best that they can. You blame society because, just like everybody been saying, you have the music, you have
social media, you got all that.
TV, you have all of that plays a part in it, because nowadays you have it where you have to give kids a screen time out because all they have is the TV.
True.
Or all they have is social media. All they have is their phones, and all the thing they see is that. So they're going off of what it is they think they should be.
And the reason I posed that question was, it was a young lady that has a child, that has a son. And what she told me was, I don't need no man. I can raise my son to be a man. I said, sweetheart, that's not the case. You can raise him to a certain point, but he won't be a man in that. He won't be a man. To me, mentally, he's still going to be a boy. He might be of age to be a man, but you still need a strong man, a strong man in his life to help him become a man. Because there's certain things that you can teach him that you cannot teach him. that a man can.
And I'm not sure if this gonna carry over, but just like you said, have that reverse. Can a man teach a woman, a little girl, a young girl, how to be a girl?
No, sir.
Because no man in here, and I have 4 girls, can teach a girl about her period.
Nope.
I don't know shit.
Can I?
Go ahead.
So real quick, right? I was born in a household of a woman, right? Everything about me came from my mother. Every single thing. I'm talking about from the knowledge to fighting to responsibilities to every single thing. There's nothing you cannot tell me that a woman cannot raise a man to be a man. Why? Because the only thing that she cannot show me is to physically hold this thing that I have between my legs. Everything else that woman can do. Guess what? Women can lift weights just as well as you. Women can fly a plane just as well as you. I know an 86-year-old woman that came in my job that, guess what? She changed her tire just like you. So to say a woman can't raise a man to be a man, that is a false statement.
Okay.
Because the only thing that knows what a really, like, that knows what it take, the man should be is a woman. A woman knows what she wants from a man. She knows what she want her man to have as qualifications. Doesn't matter if you have it or not. Yes, you can alter it. Yeah, you can alter it because I am me. But only a woman knows technically what it is to be her man. And the same
Wait, hold on, because, hey, no. Wait, hold on, wait. No, he know that. He just, this is, knowing
This is
Rasheed
him.
knows Rasheed.
Technically, it's like a gladiator war.
No, so I get what you saying, but give it to him, because I wanted to, like I said, I like being a cherry topper at this point.
It was a special woman that raised you, an extraordinary woman that raised you. I grew up on the west side of Chicago, raised by a single parent. But every weekend, I was with my cousin. Every weekend, I was in Carroll Stream, Bolingbrook, Forest Park with my uncle or with my cousin because my mother needed a break. But them 5 days, she was a special woman, just like your mother was, and helped raise me and mold me. But thank God for my uncle and my cousin to show me what it is to be a man. My mom taught me how to put on a condom when I was 12 years old. I don't think anybody in this room experienced that.
Nah.
Your mom showed you how to put on a condom?
No, sir.
That's what my mother showed me.
That lady showed every single thing.
Because she was a special woman.
That light ain't gonna light.
But at the end of the day, what it takes to be a man, that's what we're talking about. That's the topic. Standing on business. A man of your word. You say something, do it. Provide, protect. It is a selfless job at times. But you get your help from the man above. You gotta have a source. You gotta plug in. You gotta stay connected. At the end of the day, it's a selfless job. You're not gonna get that. Thanks for keeping on the lights, Dad. Thanks for paying the mortgage, Dad. You're not gonna get that. We all know what the line look like in Walmart and Country Club Hills on Mother's Day. On Father's Day.
Hold on, wait. Go ahead and finish.
As a man, you just gotta do it. That's your job. That's your title. Provide, protect, and stand on business.
Yeah, I agree with most of all the guys here. You know, I grew up as a Mexican household. You know, I got grateful for both parents. You know, but you know, I grew up in the struggle. Both parents working. You know, barely seen them as a kid. You know, it sucked growing up. You know, not having them there. But growing up, you know, I realized that they're providing. I hated it as a kid, but you know, it built me to be the man that I am. You know, have a goal. My dad told me, you know, don't hate on other people's things. Work for that. Because, you know, we grew up with nice ass cars. You know, my dad had a '79 Trans Am he gave me. Mom sold it for financial, you know, needed money. You know, I hated it, but, you know, I appreciate the things she did. And, you know, same thing. Mom was there. If my dad was working, she was filling in for the spot. You know, I see both sides of the perspective, but yeah, The goal. That's what most people don't have nowadays, is that goal and that drive. For me, I bust my ass. Russell can concur for that. I told him from day one, if I don't feel comfortable doing it, I'm not going to say, oh, yeah, I can do it. And, we're just standing there, dicks in our hands, just trying to explain to the customer what's going on. That's what most people, they don't feel comfortable. They want the easy way out.
Yep.
Social media is giving you that crypto, easy money. No, you got to work for what you want. Nothing comes easy. It's just that drive. If it's in you, it's in you. If not, you can't really teach a person. Like me, I don't argue with grown-ass men. I can tell you all the things that, work for it, but if you don't want it, then I can't help you. It's got to be in you. I drive a nice car, but I worked for it. Blood, sweat, and tears. All the hours put in, people, oh, it must be nice to have nice cars and all the things you got in there. Yeah, but hours, schooling I did, yeah, just my point of view.
Okay.
So, with the topic on what it means to be a man, I have heard everything that, everybody has said so far. I do agree. I'm similar with David, Mexican household. Thankfully I had my mom and dad, and unfortunately, yeah, I did see him struggle and all that fun stuff. But when it comes to the whole, what it means to be a man is, like you guys said, staying on business, word is bond. Whatever you say, you have to do it, because that's your accountability.
Hey, hold on. Let the man go ahead.
So, yeah, we don't get the praise that we feel like sometimes we deserve, but it's just what we got to do. No matter if we are married, have a family or not, we have to have a goal, like how he said. You have to strive to do more, become something more instead of staying stagnant. When it comes to what truly makes a man, I know that there's multiple different definitions to that. But as long as you carry yourself and hold yourself to a certain standard, I don't want to say divide, but essentially divide yourself from the majority of people, see and watch how other people behave and how they carry themselves. You can learn a lot. When it comes to what a man is and what makes you a man, is as long as you are doing the right thing, have your morals, have your goals, and abide by what you tell yourself that you need to be by, because everybody will tell you what a man is supposed to be, but at the end of the day, a real man is the one that stays on business, the one that follows through with what they say and what they are trying to do. Because it's really easy to point fingers or just say, you know what, this is getting hard. Let me chill out. Let me back off a little bit. No, you have to stay with it, grind, because no one's gonna do it for you. Nobody's gonna make you a man. It's all on you. So at the end of the day, you are the one that makes yourself a man. You'll get help, perspective from all your elders or even your peers that you might see that are doing a little bit better for themselves. You learn from every individual, you take that knowledge, and you decide what path you want to go into. So I feel like that's what truly, makes a man, is every individual being able to absorb knowledge, understand, and make yourself who you want to be. I feel like that's what truly, makes a man.
Just let y'all know we got 5 minutes on this topic, so
No, I'm good.
no, you not. No, you not.
Nah.
You got more kids than everybody in this room.
I'll make mine quick. My background is probably gonna be a little bit different from everybody else, but a Clip Notes version of it is I raised myself. So, everybody speak about their household, where they came from, whatever. I was probably 11, 12 years old, figuring out the world, and I learned how to do everything by myself, for myself, right? I was 17 when I had a kid, and people talk crazy to me about me raising a son at 17, right? So what it meant for me, what is a man? Be better than what my father was, and give a blueprint to what my son should be better than. So all that holding yourself accountable and all that and that, I realized one thing: I'm gonna do what I can, and if I don't do it, or I don't owe nobody a reason, an excuse, or why. Why I ain't meet up with you? Because I didn't feel like it. I didn't care, right? Or dang man, I feel like sometimes that term "a man" has so much stigma behind it, so much pressure, so much. Hey, who is the important people to you, and how do they see you? And for me, it's my 7 kids. Yes, I got a wife, and I love her to death, but I got 2 baby mamas. And the women that I deal with, I tell them the same thing from the person that you met, evolution, right? I'm never gonna be the person that you met, but have no intention of understanding I'm changing for you. So again, I know some people see this differently. I love who I am, right? And as a man that I see myself as, you go love me for who I am, or you go get the hell out of my life, right? And my kids, they know every single truth about me, for the good or the bad. I never lied to my kids. My son grew up knowing everything that I did, whether it was for the good, bad, or the ugly. And my girls, same thing. So as long as they see me as a man in their eyes, I represent the definition of a man.
There you go.
Which way you want to go with it? No.
No, bro, you gotta speak because you ain't said nothing since you got here. You're gonna speak.
No,
You have to speak.
I got a
Yes.
subject for him. Don't worry about it. So,
Because you have to speak.
so, so here we go, right? We went around, we heard from the youngest, the oldest, the experienced, the new to the situation, man that's fighting for the fact to be called a man that's honored for the fact to be called a man. At the end of the day, being a man is actually what everybody else see you as. It's not what you see for yourself. One would sit back and say, well, who wrote the blueprint on being a man? Because guess what? We all got a job, right? Then we all see our job description when we got hired for that position.
Yep.
If somebody was to write down what they believe a man was, it's a bunch of people in the world that wouldn't want to be it. But guess what? Being a man on that job description, and we all didn't see this on the job description, it says, and follow and complete other duties as requested.
Yeah.
It means that what's on your job description is only part of what
you
you're
gotta
supposed to do. Now, to attest to what Mr. Rashid say, I was raised by a woman, right? I wouldn't say a single woman. I had a stepfather, but my stepfather was one of those make money, bring it home, disappear type. My mom, if anybody know my mom, when I was younger, was the epitome of what women nowadays will call like nowadays, one would have thought my mom was a lesbian if that's the case. My mom was extremely hard, man. Worked 3 jobs, took care of 10 relatives in the household. And when I say the balloon of relatives outside, we ain't even gonna go through that. I have people that was raised with my family that was called family at a so young age to now I believe these people was related to me and they're not. The reason why I say that is because even with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 guys in this room, we can sit here and talk about what it takes to be a man, and all of us would at least have 1 or 2 things that each other don't. A man is situational, right? To be the leader of your family, to be the provider, protector, as he said, it's women nowadays doing that. But so I try to explain to a lot of my clients, I try to explain to a lot of my friends and the people I interact with, humans are ever evolving. Women mature at an earlier age than men do. Statistically, it's proven. But people don't understand that they actually stop. Men mature based upon their responsibilities. Let me go back to that. See, we're so comfortable using the word man, it happens. Males, we mutate and adapt versus based on our responsibilities, right? Circumstances. So therefore, we can be as immature as we want when it has nothing to do. I can speak about me. I can sit in the basement with one TV, one video game, no job. I wouldn't care. If it was only me that it impacted, I would not care. But I have kids. I have a wife. I have this group of gentlemen right here that depend on me, not financially, but just to check on them and say, hey, you good? So because of that responsibility, I hold myself to a higher standard. You said it yourself. How you hold yourself can dictate how you see yourself. You can have no responsibilities and still stand on business and still be a man. But the problem is a bunch of these grown males that don't stand on business, that don't hold themselves accountable, that don't have no responsibilities, but still feel like they can be labeled that statement. Like, people say, well, a woman that provide and protect and do all this stuff for her, you say she can lift as much weights and do. So these are all situations. Those are not descriptive terms of what it takes to be a man. A woman can raise a male to understand and create the foundation that it takes for him to become a man. It's not that she can make a man. She can give him all the credentials that it takes to then apply for that job to be labeled as a man. Can a man raise a woman to be a woman? The reason why that's a very hard statement is because as a man, we're led by our imagination and our drive. Your imagination creates and dictates to you how you interact with your women in your life. You will not be nowhere near as hard on your daughter that you would be on your son because of the things that you've been through in life.
Yep.
You have a natural protecting aspect when it comes to women. It's in you. That is nothing that you can fight. Even dudes that put their hands on women, they natural mind state is to understand that a woman cannot protect herself. They have that ability in their mind before it happens. So they understand the vulnerability of a woman even before they do that egregious act. So to say, can a male raise a woman? No, you can raise a female to understand how to protect herself. A person can only be raised to do exactly what the person that's raising them is good at. And like you said, I agree with you. A woman can raise a man to be the man that she wants. Very easy. A man, believe it or not, a man cannot raise a woman to find a husband. That's a hard situation to go through. Because guess what? My father raised, if you take everything that supposedly is on this male's resume, like provider, protector, if you look at the foundation of what it takes to be a man, we were all raised with those. Provide, protect, lead your family, right? That's what we were told, right? So what happens when you find a woman that got a good job? So now the provider that you can be, that's a leg that you can't stand on. You got a female that's maybe in the military, that may be a higher ranking, that's led man at a high level. Now she's out the military and she still has that mind state. Or I got one better for you. A woman that was raised, and she's the oldest of 10 kids and all of them brothers. So when you take away the foundations of what it takes to be this prototypical man, as we talk about, Now what happens? Now we become vulnerable on the situation of, well, what else can we do? My brother said it, well, we can build stuff. Hell, women can too. They can pay to get shit built. Money is it's so big nowadays to where you can pay to get whatever the hell it is that you really want. Whether it's a sex toy, a builder, a freaking security guard, those are, look, provide, protect, and penis. Those three things you can't do no more.
But the thing is, a woman can't make a baby like as far as being being like a sperm donor or whatever, you know what I'm saying? A woman can't do that. A
They have
woman
clicks.
has to
They
make
go to the bank.
a
They go to
woman-
the sperm banks now.
So here we go, right? Because that's a big thing. A woman can't produce a kid. You're right. Unfortunately, you know, in this God-fearing world that we live in, science is a big thing. Now, it's going to produce a lot of mishaps until they get it right. You know, the baby may have one arm, one leg, one eye. Something weird will happen. But through science, at some point in time, evolution will happen. Where they'll right now, people are, and the next thing will understand, you'll get what I'm saying. Religion, the whole basis upon religion in history has been to humble somebody. And understand what I mean by that. In this group of men that we have right here, there is not one person here that don't believe we cannot do what each other in this room can do. But if I put somebody ahead of you that can do something that you can't touch, it's supposed to humble you and bring you down a little bit to make it rational. So if you think of God, right? Creator, do all this other stuff. If you sit back and think of that statement of who God was described, can you do that stuff? Can you part the Red Sea? Can you do all? So it's a humbling, it brings you down a notch, even in work. So everything in life is made upon the same thing. The same way religion and hierarchy and finances is broken down, the family household is broken down the same way. Like God, man, woman, that's what you said a second ago, right? Well, CEO, VP, it's the same concept. It's a pyramid. So you got kids that people raise and say, don't curse in front of your parents. Respect your elders. Carry yourself a certain way. Hell, the police is an organization that was built to hold laws. The same laws that the police hold is the same laws your household does. And guess what? Your household do too. You got kids stealing from their parents. You got sons putting their hands on their mama. You got fathers sleeping with their daughter. It's a lot of perverted shit going on in life, but it's all the same scheme. Life is literally built the same exact way on every category. There's not a category you can name that don't have a pyramid built into it. Whether it's sexuality, whether it's ethnicity, guess what? We're all human. Well, this is the majority. These are minority. Like, what does that mean? Bro, after slavery, after everything that's happened in the world, it is very, very rare for you to find somebody with a pure gene of one race. So, unfortunately, to sit back and say man, woman, him, her, they, we, all that is just categorization. It's literally sitting back and putting people in the bin so you can understand that category of people. To say, well, you guys are a group of a group of men, but we all ain't the same. How can we be a group of men and we all ain't the same? So, All right. So with that being said, I don't disagree with nobody in here, but at the same time, what I believe, honestly, it takes a man is to, one, always evolve and learn from somebody. Two, I wouldn't say protect your family, but be a protector of everybody. Three, I wouldn't say provide for your family, But providing don't necessarily mean financially. It means with knowledge. It means with presence. It means with everybody. To be a man is not dictated just by what you do in your household. It's dictated to what you do, period. Like he said, we'll never get accolades for everything that we do. But guess what? I could sit in this room and tell everybody in this room what I've been through. And because we all are in this category, you all will understand. A man don't need accolades. He needs understanding. It's not the same. I don't need for you to celebrate me. Just understand my struggle.
Yep.
That's it. I don't need you to say, Dad, thank you for paying the mortgage. But I do need you to sit back and think like, I can't ask Dad for that $20 today because he just paid the mortgage. Like, dang, Dad, I wanted these Jordans that came out, man. I'm mad at you. But you have a bed to lay in. My man Denzel Washington, I can't remember what the movie was that Denzel Fences. My man had a conversation with his son. He said, why you don't love me? He said, I ain't gotta love you.
I ain't gotta love you.
Exactly. He said, but what I do gotta do is I'm responsible to make sure you okay. He said, the guy that I work for don't pay me because he love me. He paid me because he have to. And I have to do right by you. As man, if you think that your being a man stops inside your household, that label, we should have a police that come to your house, knock on your door, and take your card, your mail card should be hung up on your door next to your keychain every time you walk in the house. And you put that ID chain around your neck. Uh-oh. Yeah, hey, real talk. It'll be all right. What the hell was this thing? Anyway, so
No, it's right. It's right there.
wait, you gotta show me. I don't know where the hell. I can't see.
It's the mic right here.
Oh, okay.
You dropped the clip
Oh,
right
there
here.
you go. Man, listen, I ain't Mike.
Wow, that's what we on today? I thought we was better than that, man.
Yeah, someday.
That's petty.
So that's that, right? So, and I'm trying to keep it within the flow. The last conversation gonna be is, why is it so hard for men to ask for help?
I'm gonna start that one off.
But
I'm gonna start this one off.
Why it's,
When it comes down to if I need help, I'm gonna ask for it.
yet again,
Nope,
that's you.
Nope. I'm gonna
That's
start
you.
this one off.
Go ahead. Let's see.
So I can speak on this one personally. Why is it so hard to ask for help? Growing up, I was always told a man is always going to do what he needs to do without asking for help, regardless of the situation. Now I'm big. I won't ask nobody for nothing. I could be drowning, knowing I can't swim. I'm not gonna ask nobody for anything. But like you said, as I've gotten older, I understand it's okay. I've gotten to that point where I know it's okay now to ask for help. You're not less of a man for asking for help. And a lot of men nowadays, when they ask for help, they feeling embarrassed. No, you're not. It's not.
So wait. Hold on, wait, because we're going the wrong way. I want to know, why do you believe it's so hard? You explain that, right?
Why it's so hard is because in a short answer, men feel embarrassed because they can't. They feel like they're not a man because they're asking for help.
Okay.
That's my answer.
I got you. So what's yours? But yet again, hold on, wait. Just wait 1 second.
Where I feel like I need help because I'm struggling in something, I'm gonna ask for it.
Okay, so hold on, wait 1 second. Go ahead.
It's for me, I'm gonna tell you, Mo, man, it's needs and wants. I'm not gonna joke. If I need help, I really need help, I'll ask for it. But if I want help, I'm not gonna ask for shit. I'm not gonna lie. I'll do without. I don't care.
I got you.
You know, that's just me.
Go ahead.
Pride.
Pride, and then depending on the person too, you know, when you finish whatever you need help with, and in the future, then you gotta have that person that helped you. Well, I helped you on this, so you gotta give me that credit. and people always kind of hold it against you, you know. Yeah. And then for me, you know, I like to figure it out myself so I know next time how to do it. But yeah, majority of the time it's always dang, well, I helped you with this, so now you got to do this for me. If you don't, you know, I'm gonna tell everybody, you know, I did that for him. But that's pretty much how I see it.
Okay.
When it comes to asking for help as a man, you know, I used to be a big culprit for this. Sometimes I still am. Uh, it does fall on that pride, the whole other individuals holding that over your head, because I've also experienced that. So, you know, that definitely does weigh in. But at the end of the day, we all need to learn. We all need to seek for that help, seek that knowledge. Because once you know or learn what you're asking for, you won't need that help again. You know, hopefully, at least you don't need that help again. You know, and it is circumstantial as to who you're asking the help from. If it might be somebody that you know that knows all these things that can help you progress or give you that knowledge that you need to do whatever you need to do. But again, like I said, I am a culprit for it. You know, I used to not really ask for help because that's how I was raised. You know, you're supposed to know, but how are you supposed to know if nobody has taught you? Yeah, exactly.
Time out. Go to Matt. Matt is trying to duck this mic.
After Matt, cause Zoe got something to
Oh, go
say
ahead.
too.
So I feel like basically my situation, I had a stroke. So pretty much I feel like, you know what I'm saying, when it comes to being a man, that I acknowledge the situation at hand, and if I need help, I'm gonna ask for help. You know what
So
I'm saying? So
I have a
it
question.
comes back to circumstances. When circumstances is needed, as far as, you know what I'm saying, the situation at hand, I'm gonna ask for help when I need help.
So I have a question for you. Have you been that way your whole entire life?
No, I haven't.
So the question is based upon the fact that why is it so hard for people? So to answer the question will be based upon when you didn't. It's not now. Because now it's a little
back
different.
then, I felt like, you know what I'm saying, I can conquer the world. You know what I'm saying? But
And that's what I was looking for.
now, you know what I'm saying, as far as my situation at hand, you know what I'm saying, I know that I had a stroke, you know what I'm saying? So as far as me now, you know what I'm saying, I'm not, you know what I'm saying, ashamed to say, well, come help me do this, come help me do that, or whatever, you know, in the situation at hand. So that's how it is now.
I got you. Go over your shoulder real quick.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then once you finish, come to him.
It's just a contrast. So sometimes we don't
No, he
ask
needs
for
to
help because
He is gonna
we
say
feel
the same.
defeated.
right.
But then some of it is because God is actually making the leader in you, and so sometimes we have to separate. He separates us from people, and He's building character. So sometimes He won't let you help. I mean, let you get help. He's standing you by yourself to mold you, to make you who you need to be. Leaders are not always made or born; they're created. They're created. So how do you become the man you're supposed to be when you don't necessarily need help unless you go through hard situations? God put you like some hard situations. I mean, and you're gonna come out of it. You feel like you're in the valley sometime, but then He bring you on the mountaintop because there's a king inside. You know what I'm saying? And the only way you're gonna get it out of you is by being put in that fire without having no help. A lot of times you ask somebody, we're gonna talk about your job. You ask somebody, man, I need y'all to come in. I gotta take my kid to school, whatever, and they don't show up to work. You still gotta go because you the leader. Whether you feel good about it or not, you know what I'm saying? You ask for help. And it's like, but you have a title. You gotta uphold that title. So sometimes the contrast is God put you in that position because He knows what's inside of you.
Okay. Go ahead.
I'm gonna make mine. This is quick, right?
We got 10 minutes, so I mean,
Nah, this one gonna be.
Actually, we got 7.
Nah, we can do this one quick.
he said 4 or 5.
It's 3:50. We got 7 minutes.
Oh, then we got to do a
Okay.
close. Just go ahead.
Okay, what's the question again?
Why is it so hard for guys to ask for help?
Pride, lack of understanding,
He's a talk show host.
lack of understanding, and a failure in communication. Some men just don't know how to communicate.
True.
You can't go up to a brother. I can't walk up to Brother James and say, hey, James, let me borrow $20. Brother James, if I tell James exactly what's going on, bro, I ain't ate in 2 days. Hey, man, I don't know when I'm going to give it back, but I need $20 to eat. You got me? That's different. You feel me? People walk up to people right now and they call them friends. They call them my brother. And they, hey, let me borrow $500. Knowing they said borrow $500, and you know what they do? They ghost you. Their phone don't work no more. Cause they ain't got the maturity. Cause I don't want to say the balls. They ain't got the maturity to just come to you and say, dog, I ain't got it. So why can't a man walk up to another man and ask for help? They just lack understanding. They lack the skills to communicate properly. Pride that's the default answer. And that's why when I was thinking about it and I was trying to avoid the mic, pride is the default answer because every man should be prideful because that's what we are built upon. If you go be a provider and a protector, it takes pride to even want to own up to that part of the puzzle to start off with. So you go have pride to start off with. But pride ain't gonna stop you from asking for help. Right. That's an excuse to not ask for help. Right? If you believe in the book, you gotta ask God for help. You need him for your strength.
Yeah.
But I hate to admit, but every strong man in the book, besides a woman, they had a best friend. And they depended on their best friend. And chances are their best friend took over from where they left off at. And it wasn't because he just knew he was in the wing waiting to come up. It was, I need you to take this over for me. I need you. And you know what brothers don't do anymore in this world? They don't walk up to him and be like, hey man, I need you. I need your support. That's no different from saying I love you, right? But that's why I say pride is the default. It's the lack of communication. Me and Russell would talk about some stuff and I'd be on some wild, crazy conversation, but he knows my mind. Nah, not my heart. He know my man. He know my man because I could be going off on a tangent talking some wild stuff or just, and he'd be like, but Matt, so what you saying is, you want to go drive some go-karts? Hell yeah, how you know that's where I was going with this conversation? Yeah, Matt, because your ass started talking about something crazy and reckless, and I just know you just trying to get the hell out the house. Is that fair?
Very.
So it's not about men lacking or fearing asking for help. It's that we don't know how to ask for help. That's why I asked you to repeat the question. We don't know how to ask for help because they feel like you looking for a handout. And sometimes it's not about the handout, it's about the support.
Yep. No.
Wait, it's going to Antonio.
No,
but my question to you is,
you're gonna talk.
Yeah, you're gonna talk.
You have to.
So, hey, Matt, you got how many kids?
You better find something to say.
I am the father of 7.
You got father of 7, right? Right. And you ain't just been with 2 females your whole life, right?
Bro,
okay.
come on, man.
So let me ask you a
Don't do us
question.
like that. Don't. Come on.
You would be mad as hell if a female grabbed your mic and held it like that. I'm like, God, man. Now give mic to Antonio.
Come on, man. Talk.
It can be very simple. Just why do you believe it's hard for a man to ask for help?
First off, it's dealing with the pride part. But the things that they've been taught over the years from other people that have not branched out or learned new things, that's one. And then also when you actually get that, it's like it confuses you because some or the ones that you were taught by, they look for or try to hold things over your head just because that's your inner circle. But when you get in a new circle of people that is genuinely just trying to look out for you or care for you, it throws you off. I could say this from the group, like with this, I was considered so-called an outsider from what I've been taught. But then once I started seeing outsiders accepting me more than people that was around me, it was like, we can't cuss on it. Forget y'all. I don't need y'all on those notes because these people don't even know me, but they see the things that y'all have instilled in me that is not really healthy. So now it's like I'm gonna gravitate around these people because they in a different mental than y'all, and y'all say y'all actually love or care about me and stuff like that, but it's not showing. So now it's like I want to show up, and I'm just speaking on my own self. I want to show up for those that show up for me, and just show like it's a difference for when I did not know. I'll go and learn it and do it. I'm not lazy. I'll work. I do all of it. I've done it for those that was poison in my life. So for the people that are actually good and golden or God send, those I'm a go over and above for. So it's like I'm building that circle and doing that now to where it's like, hey, that matters to me, and that's something like I could stand and die for, and I'm all right with that. But with the rest of them, I can't do it no more. So I've outgrown a lot of them on that note. So
Yeah.
it's pride.
One second. So pretty much I want to say this. I remember it was a time where it's that people I grew up with, you know what I'm saying, as far as circumstances or whatever, I asked a person for a certain amount of money, and pretty much he was able to give it to me, and pretty much the people I grew up with all my life with, you know what I'm saying, they is like they came to me and was like, well, why is it that you need this or whatever, you know what I'm saying? But pretty much the person that I just knew recently, they was willing to give it to me. But the people I knew all my life, they wasn't willing to, you know what I'm saying, help me out with my situation, regardless of what I needed it for, you know what I'm saying? But still in all, I still needed, you know what I'm saying, to make this happen, you know what I'm saying, to provide, to do what I needed to do for my family or whatever. So
It's right.
All right, in a very simplest way, honestly, and I don't have anything to do with nobody else. But for me, seriously, I don't need no help. Again, I watch my grandmother and my grandfather. I've never heard my grandfather ask for nothing. Nothing. Like when I tell you nothing, I've never heard my grandfather ask for nothing. So if I don't have it, I don't have it. I'll find a way. If I don't know, I don't know. I'll find a way. I've had situations to where I've asked for help and I've got slapped. And I'm not talking about physically slapped, but I've done this or if I've done that. You know what I'm saying? So like nothing feels better than getting it on your own. I drive a Durango. I bought that truck on my own. When I hop in that truck, I feel great because I got that truck. It's just, to me, yes, in some way it's about pride, but at the same time, it's like I've watched somebody struggle and find a way. I've asked for help from people, and guess what? I ain't got that help. And you know what the results was? I found a way. So it's not really like to me, I have to be and it's literally I have to be behind bars for me to feel like I'm helpless. Because there's no such thing as you can't do. I'm a Superman fan, I'm a Kobe Bryant fan. Those two people are the men of the world, in my opinion. You can't find another character that's better than Superman.
Yet again, we're not going to get it.
And then
Hey, not to
Finish what you're saying.
And then in my
it's
in
what,
my
4 now?
opinion, as
It's 4
well
now?
as Kobe Bryant, the work ethic it takes to be great, you gotta put that work in. I don't need no help. I'll figure it out.
All right, go ahead. You got to make yours quick because we got a few seconds.
Pretty much everybody hit the nail on the head. Everybody said either a similar thing, or they added on to what the next person said. And I agree with Matt. The default answer when that question is asked is always pride. Shit, of course it would be. That's the biggest thing, especially in, I don't want to put race in it, but especially in the Black community. That's the biggest thing, pride. Like, yeah, I don't want to ask for help because it's a weakness. No, it's not. And it took me a minute to figure that out. It took me a long minute, and people don't know that because you're not asking for help. You're technically stressing yourself out like crazy.
You
trying to, and you've been alive for centuries.
Look, wrap it up, man. Wrap it up.
No.
We about to get to a UFC. Real quick.
But no, though, like, I feel like everybody hit the nail on the head, and everybody is right. Pride is a big thing in in any community, specifically the black race, though. But it also manifests into something more dangerous, which can be like an ego thing. And once you mix those two with a bunch of negativity and toxicity, you'll be stuck in your head for the rest of your life and be an old man just withering away.
Go on, put it up there. Mike, do yours real quick.
No, I mean, I said what I had to say is like everybody said, it's pride. Like he just said, ego is the embarrassment. It's no one wants to feel like they're helpless.
Okay. Okay. What up?
For me, speaking for me, and they're kind of sort of mechanic field too. It's a cutthroat kind of industry, I started, supposedly, we're gonna train you. You get people that, you should know this already. Go figure yourself out. Some of the shit, it's cookie cutter. It's easy to figure out. I came from the diesel side too, so there's a little mistake for error. You mess up, you kill yourself. Heavy equipment, To me, I found it. Ask for help even if they don't find it, but I found people, I found help, and those are people I'm tight with now. It's a tight-knit community, small world. It might be like, mechanics are a big field, but, you'd be surprised, different shops I know a whole lot of different people. For me, I learned ask them. Because for that, it's pretty much you're playing with your life.
All right, so just to close out the subject, and then I got to close out. It all boils down to comfort. Comfort and trust. See, pride is a thing that is an umbrella. It can mean a lot. It can mean ego. It can mean a bunch of availability, understanding, communication. It's all boils down to comfort. The ability to be around somebody that you know ultimately won't judge you for asking you for help. We don't surround ourselves with enough people that we feel comfortable with the ability to be vulnerable with. That's what I'm saying. So the same person who you can call when you cry is the same person that you can call when you ask for help. So what is my truth? So I have a hotline for help, right? Like it's my personal number. When I say I get phone calls all the time for help, and I have to pick and choose who I can. Because some people abuse help. Yep. See, unfortunately, you can get 10 phone calls. 9 of them will be with somebody that abuses you. One will be that person that genuinely needs you. But you've been affected by these 9 persons to when that 10th person call, it perverts you to where you cannot be the person at that person because you've been drained. I'm a strong advocate in the same thing as Rashid. I try the hardest possible way in my life to not ask people for help, not only because of pride or ego, but because I don't feel like people will understand the person that they call for help, calling them and asking them for it. It's very easy to be a go-to guy or the center point or the leader and, hey, I'm this big. But when the leader asks for help, sometimes it denigrates the quality of what people believe they can lead by. So in saying that, I don't disagree with nobody here. Like I said, we all learn. If you didn't learn anything here today, the one thing is that a group of men can come together and agree or disagree with each other. Respectfully. So, believe it or not, a disagreement is not bad. It's an opportunity to learn, to see it from somebody else's perspective. There's nothing wrong with that. It's something wrong with you when you are upset at the fact that everybody don't agree with you. That's the problem with the world in general. It is healthy to not agree with everything. That's the only way you can evolve. So, within saying that, yet again, man, this was a blast. I have to do this more often. Normally, it's just men and this.
Don't start. Don't start. Don't start.
Normally, it's just me and this individual right here going back and forth, but I love the fact that we can bring more people in, more opinions, more levels of intellect, more experience in life, with all love and just, hey, I vibe today. So we gonna have to do this more. I respect my producer's time. So at the end of the day, yet again, y'all see the logo, man. Tap in. Hopefully y'all share it. We out there on pretty much every platform. And hopefully we can grow this. And next time it'll be twice as many of us here sharing. And then I can afford to rent Brian for another hour. But other than that, gentlemen, yet again, always peace. I love every one of y'all, man. And hey, thank you for coming out to the podcast.